Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Pisces, we're going to do release and receive this week. Here we are to do your sign. I'm actually going to do a live tonight, which is last night, so you can go back and watch it. I think I'm going to start with you guys during the live and work backwards, because you're all at the end all the time, right? So I think I'll do that tonight. So actually, today is kind of a very significant day for me in one of my tarot decks, and you, my friends, I guess will be the last video that I ever use this deck in, as it appears in the timeline of my videos, because I'm doing you now, but that'll come out tomorrow, and I'm doing a live tonight, which obviously it's live, so it comes out like now. So in the release and receive, we're going to, oh, that's crazy. Look at that. I feel like I'm really tapping into Pisces. And this feels like I'm looking at a Pisces when I look at that card too. But why wouldn't it? Oh, look at this, right? Look at it. They're both like these. They both have this long, thin blonde hair. And they're floating in the cosmos. So we're going to use the Energy Oracle deck. And then I'm going to use my L-Key deck. Look at that floating in the cosmos. She is wild. And then we're going to use my Modern Day Spellcasters Tarot. When you have the Knight of Wands, I love that, moving swiftly. It's this deck itself is the very first deck I ever purchased. So I bought it on February the 1st, 2019, and I learned how to read tarot with this deck. It's the complete journey. This deck is the foundation of what you're watching right now and everything that's been built up around it. So including me. And it's getting old. I will never auction this one off because it is so historically significant to my own journey and to channel as well. It's going to go into retirement. So this is actually really the last reading that I sit down with it one-on-one with one sign here, you Pisces. So we're going to close off with it, but it will be used tonight, which as you're watching this was last night for the live. It will be used throughout that. So that will be my last time using it. But in terms of the timeline on my channel, it will appear for the last time in your reading. So it's just, yeah, the Nine of Swords got a good fold in it that looks like if it gets overused a little bit more, it could actually tear off. And I don't want that to happen. So Soul Girl, just going off to pasture. Should be in my nightstand. And it'll just be for me. I have a new one already on order. To replace that, because I still really enjoy that tarot deck, but this one is tired. So after all of that, Pisces, now, because it's just this very significant moment, I feel like it would be really wrong. This needs to be honored, does it not? I mean, so it's just paper, Cindy. No, it's not. It's got all your energies in it. It's got all my energies in it. And yeah, it's built where I am today in this channel, if you've been following me. So we have to honor it by saying a little bit there. It's going into retirement. Yeah, so now we're going to get started with your reading. As I said, we're going to start with the Energy Oracle deck. Release and receive. The release is something that the universe wishes for you to let go of. For you to, that's enough of that. Do something different. But it's kind of up to you if you want to do it or not. And if you release that, something will come in for you. Something will come in. Something will be received. The universe, something that the universe would like you to receive. So let's see. Release and receive for Pisces. My Pisces friends. Oh, Jupiter's going into Pisces. This is all big like news. I was talking about that. It'll be as you're watching this tomorrow, I think Jupiter enters Pisces. Jupiter and Venus have been floating around each other like, whoa, big time. Every time I walk out the door to take Lily at night, they're right there. They're dancing with each other, because some nights they're like this. And then one night they were both like, they looked like two eyes in the sky. And then last night they were like that. And it's fascinating how they're dancing with each other. So anyways, release, Pisces, your strategy. You can't plan for this, whatever it is. Or at least this is not the time to plan. It might be a change of strategy. Because this is not like release it. Let it on, like start doing it. I was very specific with my guides. The first card that I pull out is something to disengage from, to stop doing, like just stop. So strategy, just stop strategizing something here. At least right now. I'm not going to tell you not to strategize parts of your life indefinitely. It's just like take a pause, take a moment here. Receive the angel of balance. You might be trying too hard for something. You might be trying to like plan for something, and it's, I want to say it's over planning, overthinking, over strategizing could be starting to develop or create an imbalance in you. Like, you know, maybe emotionally and intellectually, you know, your mind, you're getting anxious, like, because it's like, well, some sort of balance wants to come in to allow something to flow nicely. It just tells me that there's an imbalance starting to be created, maybe. Envy and angel of strength. Wow, you might be envious of somebody else's fortitude, or somebody might be envious of your fortitude. No, your self-control. Somebody's envious of somebody's self-control there. That's pretty interesting. Your self-control is meant to be envied, which in some ways is like just pulling back a bit on strategy here. Maybe your strategy has been something to do with self-control. You've had a strategy of self-control, of patience, perseverance. So even that, like maybe that's coming to an end. And what this balance is, will be interesting to see. So the L key deck, they who knows, he, she who knows, wisdom, clarity, and resolution. Okay, I kind of feel like if you've been strategizing something, you've resolved it. You've resolved it, so you don't need to have this strategy anymore. And the strategy seems to be something that's based in self-control, perseverance, so patience, self-will, overcoming your lower desires. And that is not always just like, you say that and people think your sexual desires. Maybe that's just, I'm just calling myself out. But no, but you know, it's like your primal instincts of just your reactions, your reactive energy, as opposed to just take a second and think about this. What do you need to get ready to receive? Okay, yeah, the angel of balance. Hope. Ah, I like that. Love, hope, and relationships. This is balance in hopefulness, in love, in relationships, in the combination of the three. This is bringing a balance into hopeful, loving relationships for you. Well, that's nice. Then we have at the bottom, they who prepare, they who create, formulate, strategize, devise, creativity, originality, and spontaneity. Well, isn't that different? You're going into a different cycle. So I feel like you've been in a cycle here that's had something to do with perseverance, strategizing, right? Formulate, strategize, devise, strategy, release it. It fell out of my hand. Boop. And now you go into creativity, originality, and spontaneity. Very different from being held back and strategizing. I mean, honestly, too, there could be something that you've wanted to do very creatively in your life here. A very creative outlet for yourself, but you've had to take some practical steps. Like, you're like, okay. And it's interesting, right? Because she looks like she's ready for the stage. Maybe you've had to take some acting lessons. Maybe you've had to take some piano lessons. You know, it doesn't have to be that, but that's kind of the practical step to move towards even something that is quite creative. Or if you don't need to be formally trained in something, didn't need to be formally trained in something, you still had to figure out your schedule. How am I going to make time to do this? It's kind of like you've done it. You've strategized yourself, and I feel through this strategizing was not maybe necessarily what you wanted to do with the Angel of Strength, but envy and the Angel of Strength. In some ways, too, it's like fighting back against some sort of darkness. And your strength, your perseverance has made the darkness a little bit envious. Didn't catch ya, didn't get ya. And I'm not just getting like negativity out of that. Some people might be sort of more like admiring your sense of perseverance. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I have a lot of Aries Gemini, so it's like when it happens, it's like I'm hungry. So, no, I'm just going to tell you, I'm hungry right now. Chat a snack. Could be having a deep discussion about the meaning of life. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now. I need to eat. I'm okay. I can do it. All right, here we go. Last time. Well, on the channel. I'm going to use it tonight. You're going to have a little rest. You're going to be really busy tonight. The energy between these 2 points of release the strategy and now coming into receive balance in love, hope, and relationships. That's really nice. Wow, the Ten of Swords. This is a complete change of what you've been doing and who you are. Right? And even just the, you know, it doesn't have to be something practical. It could be something that you've been going through in personal relationships that maybe just because of this and formulate, strategize, and devise, like that doesn't seem easy. Like you've had to navigate something that's quite difficult. You've had to be quite patient maybe. You know, because it could have something to do with personal relationships as well, because there's some sort of change, like maybe personal relationships have been very difficult, or maybe you haven't been able to put a lot of time into personal relationships right now because you've had to work on something more practical. But this is coming out, so that part of you, there's a big ending here. Like you're closing something off and you're not that person anymore. And you're now being guided. Wow, right? There's 2 angels here. So this is over. The Angel of Strength, you're finished with that angel, and now you're working with the Angel of Balance, or you're going to be. That's the angel that you're going to be working with. And this angel, oh, wait a second. Okay, just a second. So I don't know. So this Angel of Balance, this Angel of Strength might have been working with you through periods of envy. There might be things that you wished to or hoped to have attained in life and you weren't, or you could see people who were, and, you know, just producing the feelings inside you, like of envy, of, gee, I wish that was me, or I wish I could have achieved that, or, but also maybe things that you were achieving or doing and other people being envious of it. Like the roles can be reversed. It can always be reversed. There's things that you're achieving in your life right now that other people wish they were. And these things could have been easy for you to achieve and don't even feel like achievements. Just something that's my life. My life is just this. But other people are struggling to achieve that. So, and vice versa. There's things in other people's lives. It's like, wow, they just fell into that and that's just their life. How did they get that and I don't? That's funny, isn't it? So that's the irony of existence. Yeah, it's true. It is the irony of an existence. I try to laugh at it. Sometimes people get upset when I laugh in the readings. Another feel like they think I'm taking them on personally. Like if they're going through something difficult, I'm not laughing at your personal problems. I'm laughing at the irony of life. Kind of like a comedian. I really hope we don't lose comedy. And it worries me sometimes where this talk is going anyways. Because we have to not take things so seriously. It's getting like ridiculous. Anyway, so the Ten of Swords is in the middle here. This is, yeah, that person is over. And it's also the end of like a spirit guide time. It's kind of significant. It's happening when I'm, this is the Three of Swords at the bottom. We're not done yet though. And the Ace of Pentacles. Some you win some, you will lose some. Using this deck to end this, finalizing this deck in this reading, because there is a significant change in terms of your guidance as well. You're going, this angel has been with you and now it's balance. And I feel like it's balance in relationships. So yeah, we're going to keep shuffling here. This deck is always shuffled just like perfection too. I don't have another deck that shuffles as well as this one. Even though it's an old girl, she still shuffles really nicely. Always have and probably always will. Really. Like a little kid, when you had like a favorite stuffed animal. You've been with me in some of the hardest times, fluffers. One more. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Like, Cindy, tell us. The Judgment card is at the bottom. Rising up. This is a rising up. This is a very significant cycle change. Jupiter is going into Pisces. Shit, what does that mean for you? I think it means big things. Oh, I feel almost excited. Oh, actually, it almost feels like a kundalini coming up through my body, like tapping into it. It's crazy. I might need a private moment here. Whoa, what is this energy? So let's just ground myself here. Give me a hot minute. The Nine of Wands, the Moon card, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is what you're releasing. This is a long time coming, honey. A long time. And with the Moon and the Seven of Pentacles, it honestly feels like there was no evidence presented in front of you in terms of, if you do this, you will get that outcome. If you do that, you will get that outcome. Is this like just relying 100% on your intuition, relying on your gut, letting the universe guide you, and then as things unfold, just, okay, now what do I do? Now I have to reassess. Especially having the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles like together, even though there's a card between them. It just feels like constantly readjusting a plan here, constantly re-strategizing, constantly formulating, constantly, wow. Pisces, my friends, if you've had a rough go, you're going into a really nice cycle. And I feel like something too, there's got to be something significant with Jupiter. I don't know how long it takes Jupiter to go through. Like how long it would take Jupiter to be in Pisces again. I know like Saturn, it was 29 years for your Saturn return. This feels like a Jupiter return somehow. I've never heard that said. But this feels like a Jupiter return for Pisces. And this is about your return. So kind of, I feel like too, Jupiter is fortune. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here. It feels like fortunate energy. It feels like a quick gains. And you almost look like you've been working with Saturn here. This Nine of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Replanning, reassessing, replanning, reassessing, re-strategizing, replanning, reassessing. Perseverance. Throw it out the window, my friends. Now, are you ready to see what you have here? You definitely have a gift from Jupiter coming in. And this gift of Jupiter is, it does have to do with relationships and love and hope. And this gift of Jupiter is, can continuously reciprocated. What you give in, you receive back. You have the Three of Wands, it's the Saturn. Maybe it is, then maybe something earned. You have the Three of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Cups. I kind of like that for the last official zodiac reading, the last card that's come out of my deck is the Two of Cups. It's kind of beautiful, no? And Judgment sits as the underline, because now the deck sits. I won't use it anymore as you see it on this channel. I'll use it tonight, which is yesterday for you. So how beautiful that is. You're having a Jupiter return, my friends, and it's returning to you something really nice. I feel like y'all are going into a significant cycle here of friendship and love. One more. All right, so what do we do? Oh, let's look at this Ten of Swords. Look at the energy between. Like there is a shift here. I don't want to say it's not going to be even uncomfortable, though. It could be. I mean, the Ten of Swords, it's associated with discomfort. I don't know. I mean, unless you're really into, sadomasochism or something, or acupuncture, that doesn't look very comfortable. So there is something here, though, you know. There could be relationships that you're closing off to open up new ones, and it's still painful to do this. The Ten of Swords. Oh, wow, the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. It's almost like your strategy has had an awful lot to do with not doing much. I'm not laughing at you. Don't get all wicked in the comments. They're making fun of me. Why do you gotta laugh? I have to laugh because life sucks balls, man. Life sometimes. So it's true. Unless you like doing that. I don't know. I'm in a really funny mood. I know. It must be that Jupiter coming into Pisces. Oh, it's gonna be good. I have quite a few planets in the 12th house. So let's see where this goes for me. But so Hermit and the Queen of Swords, this is cutting out like some sort of self-isolation. This is maybe even cutting out maybe a lot of planning and strategizing that you have just done in the background and nobody's seen it. It's almost like bringing it to life now. Like if you felt, you can get really comfortable in hermit mode too. So there is a sense of discomfort here because all of a sudden your mind is like here inside within yourself. You're contained in your own world, and then that comes to an end, and it's honestly, it almost feels blinding. That's how I describe it, because of the Queen of Swords. Like your mind is clear. Your mind is clear. Your path is clear. You see where you're going. You know where you're going. You know. But coming out of the Hermit to that, it's almost like coming out of a dark room, having a nap. It was cloudy and gray, and the blinds were closed. And you wake up, the blinds are still closed. There's a little bit of light coming through, and then you open up the blinds. Oh God. So it's blinding. It's like blinding. Actually, Jupiter, I'm trying to figure out who's the brightest one in the sky. I think, even though Jupiter is further from Earth than Venus, I think Jupiter, because it's so big. Because one is brighter than the other, but they're both like pretty cool to see in the sky. So is Venus not close to Pisces? How's that working? Because Jupiter is like just seconds away from entering Pisces. Anyways, strategy. Oh my God. Well, you had the 10 of Wands here, right? Or the 9. Now you got the 10. So the strategy is coming to an end. The strategy, I'm going to say, of hermit mode, of keeping things to yourself, of really internalizing a lot of things. Rise up, my friends. Rise up. The 9 of Wands. Well, I don't need to do that. You know what? This is so clear. Let's just look at the moon. What went on for you in the moon? confusion, illusions. Sounds about right. Yeah. Illusions. Yes, a lot of illusions and confusions. Reaching conclusions. I don't know. Is Dr. Seuss dead? Maybe I'm incarnated. I don't know. Probably not. I'm not that poetic. The Seven of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Wow, this is like a burning desire to get to something that feels good. It's happy. Some of you could have been, honestly too, some of you may have been in the planning stages of a marriage, like your marriage, your wedding or something. Could be that. Because now you're coming over here, right? With balance. Now it's almost like now you get to experience the relationship. That looks like that too for some of you, that you have been very long drawn out, and I think most people I know that were either trying to get married or have a celebration of life or things like that, that you couldn't during the pandemic, have done it. But it, you know, it's got that essence to it, like replanning. Oh, everything's opening up, people can come. You can have 10 people come to your wedding. Oh, well, that won't work. So we're gonna have to postpone it again, right? There's kind of the feeling of that in here as well. And it could be for some of you, it is some sort of relationship celebration. Getting out, meeting people, having a good time. But there's something definitely about planning a wedding. And then once that's all done, your next stage is receiving the relationship of it, right? The Angel of Balance. Oh, the Eight of Wands and the Two of Cups. You got the Two of Cups twice over there. So what are we balancing here in relationships? We're balancing love and hope, and we're also balancing movement and communication. Maybe travel. You might be traveling to see people you haven't seen in a while. They might be traveling to you. I'm just telling you, I was going to say Jupiter. I'm going to call you guys Jupiter for the next little while it sits in your sign. Because y'all, this looks very fortunate. And what is the Wheel of Fortune? I know, it's fixed signs, right? Are you fixed? I'm so bad at remembering that. I haven't thought about it in a long time, so I don't remember. But there is something about this card that just feels like, it does. It feels like good fortune, Jupiter. And it's coming in with the Three of Wands, and it's bringing the Two of Cups. The Three of Wands. There's the Nine of Wands and the Sun. It has been. It's fulfilling something that you've been working on fulfilling. In a relationship here, it's beautiful. If you guys are already in a relationship and you have been like just doing a lot of other things, I really see y'all moving into like other things besides working on your relationship or enjoying your relationship. You guys are moving into such a great cycle for relationships. And it looks like it's been the hardest thing to come to. The Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Cups. Could it get any better? This is just going to feel so good. Oh, it feels like, you know, we got a little chill and somebody's taken like a warm microfiber blanket and they put it in the dryer and they wrap you in it. It's like this, it feels like a warm hug. The Two of Cups. I'm almost afraid. We're ending on such a good note. The Two of Cups. Oh, it just landed. It landed on the Four of Wands, which is clarifying alongside the Knight of Wands. And the two of these are clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. The Two of Swords. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, is everything out? Okay. The Two of Swords came out first, and it landed right on something. And then I think this pile, I don't know where it went. But anyways, it's part of this. So there's been indecision here. There's perhaps even been difficulty finding the way or finding the person, if that's what it is for you. Four of Pentacles, the Star, the Ace of Wands, the Magician, the Three of Cups, the Death card, and the Hierophant. Honestly, some of y'all getting married, but you already know that because I feel like you've been planning it. So you're going to really, this can be, I really do, I want to say that too. If some of you are still in the stages of planning a marriage, just know from the cards that I see here that this is going to be a really beautiful relationship. Once you get to that side of it where you're just in the relationship, right? Day to day, day in and day out. It's absolutely beautiful, Pisces. This is just such, isn't it? I love that this is the last official zodiac reading of my original deck. And here you go. And you have all this beautiful Jupiter energy coming in for you for relationships. And okay, so what I see here in this underline is that there's been a long period of stagnation, but in this stagnation, there has been, you've been transmuting and basically just working through toxic energies and reestablishing yourself with the cosmos and reestablishing yourself with your spiritual side, like who you are as a true existing being, you know, not just the fleshy ego of humanity here. And in this, you have found wonderful things. You've found wonderful things. You have been manifesting with this energy, whether you realize it or not. It's almost as if the more you leave behind, the more you ground. And when I say ground, it's like delivering back to its source. Any negative energies, devilish energies, toxic stuff, grounding it back in. It has been a release and a receive here. It's almost like the epitome of that. And the receive is then coming from the cosmos, right? With this star card. Because the Four of Pentacles sits behind it, it just feels like that to me. Like you're just grounding these things, these negative things there, right? And in some way to hermit, not allowing the void that is left when you dispel something negative, not allowing anything else to come in that isn't, you know, for you, of you. And as that's developing or has been developing and transforming, you have been too, which is also what makes a lot of sense with this. But the things that have come in have produced inspiration. And those things have actually been building blocks to manifestation. And I don't even know how much you are consciously aware of it, because I think a lot was going on for you consciously and looking at your subconscious. But it's almost like, you know, when a car is tooting down the road, it's leaving exhaust. It's almost like the exhaust that you were leaving was the energy for manifestation, like a trail behind you. And the Three of Cups, I feel like, honestly, like having some kind of a celebration here. There might even be something that you've been trying to bring together. Maybe you're planning a wedding and it's the reception. That's the best part, honestly. Just say, yeah, I do. It's fine. Go and have a party and eat and drink, right? Because then that's over, the party, and then it's something completely new, which is the Hierophant. So a major commitment here. You're entering a cycle that to me looks like is a major commitment in significant relationships, and these are really nice, positive relationships. And we end with the Eight of Swords at the bottom. Of course we would. The other deck is done. So the Page of Cups, the Son of Pentacles, the Son of Pentacles. I want to say the Six of Pentacles, the Son of Pentacles. It's like the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Eight of Swords. That's curious. Maybe that means something to somebody. That was totally channeled, like when that shit happens. Because it's the Six of Pentacles. I'm pretty familiar with it. So the Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Something physical. There's like a dream here. A dream that starts off as an idea and a hope, a muse even, and then something in the physical needs to be transformed and transferred. before you can move forward. Well, I'll tell you right now, you're about to move forward, Pisces. I'm going to go do the extended Pisces. I got to tell you, in all the years I've been doing your readings, you guys went through a pretty difficult time for a couple of years there. And then things were getting like kind of better on my channel. I have never done a reading this good for Pisces. This is just really beautiful. So I'm going to go do the extended Pisces. In that, I'm going to look at what motivates you at this time. What are you most anxious about? A couple little areas of advice, and then possible outcomes should you follow the advice. Thank you so much, Pisces. Let's say goodbye. Goodbye. Happy retirement, little deck. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye-bye.